welcome to The Movies Made Us Do It. Today we are watching Star Trek Generations. I don't know why, but I guess
we picked it because it's the knocking off point. It's the joining point.
It is. It's a nice joining
That's
between...
why we decided to do this one, because neither of us had seen it for a while.
No.
And we thought, why the hell not?
And you remember this much more fondly than I do. Actually.
Yes.
I like it, but it's certainly not.
I don't know why.
For me.
I think I'm quite forgiving of this movie.
Well, let's see, because it may be a lot better than I remember.
I was going to say maybe it won't be at the end of this rewatch. But...
And it's one that I've traditionally skipped when I'm like kind of watching through lots of Trek movies.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm curious now. I always loved this scene with the bottle. Now I don't know how well this bottle will have aged with time, but at the time it looked very cool. It was a cool shot, and I like that they've kept this tradition even in space.
Yes,
that pleases me. I like that. So so this is the.
I mean, that is look, so far that's very 90s CG.
It's very 90s CG from a great distance, which is slightly worrying.
The light effect on it looks pretty bad.
I mean, this was mind-blowing stuff.
Oh, in the 94, is it?
Yeah, it's 94. Yes, I think it is 94, 95,
94,
somewhere around there. It's just after the series ended, wasn't it? Generations?
They literally stopped filming the last episode and went straight into film.
That's right. Because originally, and we'll get to it later, they were planning on destroying the D at the end of the series, but didn't have the budget. And then they were like, well, we're making a movie. And it does kind of feel like that. This feels like the end of The Next Generation. Like, it's almost like an extended ending, where they're like, we need to kind of kill off this ship. And
one of the reasons why they killed it off.
Well, that looks all right. That actually doesn't look too bad. That close up looks pretty good.
It's not too bad. The reason they had to get rid of it is because the model was basically built for TV, and the cameras and lighting of a movie
are quite different.
It wouldn't have the model wouldn't have held up, so
it would have just melted under the studio lights.
That's basically why they built the. That's not as good.
No, the label has failed us.
The label fails it.
I always loved this shot, though. This is a good shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look a little ropey now, but, the intent of this scene is very cinematic, and I do like it. In the cinema, it looked great. The B. Now, I prefer this Excelsior. I prefer the refit. I think the refit's better.
I do.
Don't you? With the added bit?
Do you know why they got added bits?
I know why they added the bits.
They added bits because they didn't want to destroy the model.
And do you know what happened?
They destroyed the model.
Yep. Apparently the glue completely fucked the model.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I prefer the refit.
I like the fluting.
I like
and stuff,
the added bits.
The little fins.
It looks chunkier and, like Excelsior needed to look any more chunky, but,
I love Excelsior. I always thought it was a beautiful looking ship.
I like it. There's just bits I'm not so keen on. But the refit kind of sorts a lot of those issues for me. This guy... Cameron from fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the worst captain.
He's in the Gods and Monsters fan movie, isn't he?
Is he really?
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Well, I think he's with Nichelle Nichols and I think it's Walter Koenig.
Oh, nice. So, this is, of course, the...
Demora.
Oh, yes, of course, it's Sulu's daughter. This is the christening of the Enterprise B, and Picard, Scotty, and Chekhov, I think?
No, Kirk, Scotty, and Chekhov.
What the hell am I talking about? He's coming up later. Yeah, sorry, Kirk, Scotty, and Chekhov are here as guests, from what I remember.
Yep.
Tim Russ is on the
you were right when we were talking about the other day. You were right. He is human.
He's human here, and I don't know.
They retroactively made him
on a different ship. They retroactively stuck him. It's Sulu's ship, isn't it? It's Sulu's. It's Excelsior.
It is Excelsior, of course.
And I don't think he's on that bridge, but he may be. Maybe we need to go back and rewatch Undiscovered Country, which I will happily rewatch as many times as you want.
I like the fact that Sulu ends up with a daughter. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I like it. Sulu's like the one dude who seems to do quite well out of
he really
out of everything.
Yeah.
Because you think I was thinking this about like the Next Gen crew the other day as well, and it kind of fits with these guys. It's like, why haven't you all been promoted
they should
massively?
All be captains
You've
of their own
saved
ships by now.
You assume that they just refused to because they were like, well, no, I just really like.
They could definitely refused at least 2, I think, promotions.
Yeah,
in the
Best of Both Worlds, he's like, no,
yeah,
don't want it.
So apparently,
Mm.
It was supposed to be Bones and Spock and Kirk.
Which would have made more sense.
Bones, DeForest Kelly was too ill.
Fair enough.
And couldn't come and do it. Spock, Leonard Nimoy looked at the script.
Just wanted money.
No, he looked at the script and said,
"There's no reason for me to be here.
There's no reason for me to be in it." It ended nicely in the last movie. And he said, most of my dialogue is boring and could be said by anybody. Which is exactly what they did. They just gave it to Scotty. And he later said, that just proves my point, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I love that that Scotty in this scene, by the way, this is going to be the nerdiest episode we've done. I love that Scotty in this scene actually says that he thinks Excelsior is nice.
Yes.
It's the refit. He's happy with the refit.
Well, I mean, there was...
He famously hated it.
Well, no, but then you get to that... Oh, yes, of course he does, because he says...
He hated it.
Because, yes, he did.
In Star Trek 3, he's like...
Sulu says, when they said, wonder what shit they'll give us after the...
Yes, he's like...
And Sulu says, I hope they give us Excelsior.
Yeah.
And he says, what on earth would you want that bucket of bolts for?
Yeah. See, that added bit at the front, I like it. I do really like it.
It's also got the
it's got the added impulse
engines that are added. They got the fins on the front of the engines.
It's like a hot rod now. I love it.
It is pretty.
They never went back to transwarp, did they?
No, it was a failed experiment.
They were like, never again. It did
not work.
Oh, bless them. It is nice to see the old.
Yeah, it is.
You know. And this is a nice handover, I must admit.
Yeah.
From what I remember of issues with this, it is a good handover.
That dude there, the comms guy, he's up there with what's his name? The guy, Reanimator.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Coombs.
Yeah.
He's up there with Coombs as playing the most characters
in Star Trek. Oh really? Yeah. That's interesting.
Like all sorts of aliens.
Yeah.
In all different series. And look.
Yeah, it's the T-1000 on the bridge.
It's Vasquez.
You should probably be worried about that.
More importantly, Vasquez.
Yeah. She's much more chilled here.
Yeah. Bigger hair, though.
Yeah, she's still got that T-1000 hair, right? Oh, you dick.
Yeah.
Kirk's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares? Dude, I went to Genesis with like 3 people on the Enterprise. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah. And we couldn't even control that.
Yeah, we just like literally don't even know how we got there, but we did it.
Come on, Cameron.
Oh man, I simultaneously feel bad and also think he's a complete twat. Yeah. Because they've put him in charge of the flagship. He should be like a captain of some esteem.
Yeah.
And he just comes across like a useless twat here.
I like that. There's something wrong with the chair.
Oh, it's nice. Do you know what this film does do, actually? Until they got the new uniforms, it really shows up the next gen uniforms.
Yeah.
Because these uniforms are great.
Roddenberry hates those.
I know he
because
does.
they were too military.
But I love them.
He never wanted it to be military.
But Starfleet is the military.
Well, they kind of are, but that's not what
they act on behalf of the Federation, but they are effectively, Damn.
Every rock, number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim Russ was also... I mean, he's also played, I think, 3 different characters as well.
Yeah. He's been busy. Everything won't get installed until Tuesday. I like how like easy it is, apparently, to install something like,
Well, you'd have thought by now everything would be modularized, so...
I guess so. Kirk quite rightly says though, like you're leaving space dock without a tractor beam, and that's a very good point. Like, why would they even go on a shakedown without something so basic?
It's basically just to show off the ship, though, isn't it? It's just to show the rest of the universe the new Enterprise.
And now I don't know where this is getting launched from, but it's kind of.
I'm guessing Utopia Planitia.
But then they're like, "There's no other ship in range." I'm like, bollocks.
Yeah,
bollocks. Come on.
He does when he's doing this though. He does come across. He's being a real dick there.
Who?
Kirk.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
Kirk's
la 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 la. Look at me. Give me the command. Give me the command.
I think that's less Kirk and more William Shatner.
Yeah, probably.
To be honest. Now, how embarrassing is this?
Oh man, I mean,
how low have you sunk now?
Yeah. I mean, later on he can tell the story.
Typical Kirk.
He just went, oh, it's good. Well, I just deferred to the higher officer. It's fine. It's
he was a captain though. He's not higher.
That's true.
He's been demoted. I guess experience.
Yeah.
Well,
the guy who saved, as he puts it, the galaxy more times than anything else.
The guy who beat God.
Yeah, the guy who beat God.
Oh dear.
You've just been promoted to nurses, basically.
Yeah, I would worry if Chekhov was doing surgery on me. I'd just be like, aren't you a helmsman?
Well, I mean, you've got to think he's been in surgery enough times.
And that's true. That's very true. Oh no. It's all going wrong.
Sulu didn't want to come back because he said because
you just hated
no no, he said that why would he come back when he's already the captain of the Excelsior? That would be kind of like a demotion for him to come. It's like, well, not really, but that's
he was very funny. He was very funny about all that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was important to him that he was a captain in this fictional world and stuff.
Yeah, but why not?
Well, it's kind of cool.
Spend all the. I still think his life being. Sulu,
I still think that he could have been there as an honorary.
Yeah.
Seeing his daughter off.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable enough excuse, isn't
it?
Well,
the daughter got his lines, so.
Oh right. Fair enough. Oh, it is a good-looking ship. That refit definitely helps. The added impulsor engines make the back look really cool. So here are the refugees.
There he is.
And Soren.
I remember all the reviews at the time called him Sting's angry grandfather.
Yeah, he kind of does look like Sting's angry grandfather, actually. A tremendous performance by him, though.
Yeah.
He really is. The scenes with him and Patrick Stewart are stunning.
He got death threats for this.
Yeah, he killed Kirk.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Poor bastard.
I mean, never mind all the raping he did in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And all the horrendous things he did in that. That doesn't matter. But you kill Kirk.
Yeah,
oh my
absolutely.
God. Guinan.
Something I only heard recently that I didn't realise, her, I guess precognitive powers and all that sort of stuff. I didn't really think about it before, but apparently some people believe that that's only to her, not to the Elorians.
Oh, really?
Because of the Nexus. She's got all those things because of the Nexus.
So she saw
everything. Basically.
That's interesting because they never did say either way, did they?
No. They always say they're a race of listeners and stuff, and they're obviously a very long-lived.
But wouldn't that mean that Picard
race.
had that as well? Although I guess he decided to leave sooner than they did. Maybe, I don't know.
Plus, he's just a human. Maybe it's the fact that her race is long-lived.
Sure.
And
yeah,
slightly wazzy, I suppose. I don't know. I like to think that all Elorians are like it. I think
that weight, by the way, can't hear it obviously because we're doing this with subtitles. That weight is one of the worst ADR jobs I've ever heard. It is not William Shatner. I am convinced it's not William Shatner. That weight sounds like a completely different person. And Kirk having his hero moment, the first of 2 hero moments in this film. First of 2 deaths. He's like, well, I'll come back, but only if I die twice.
That bridge, by the way, is the
what set is it?
It's the Enterprise
D.
A.
Oh, it's A, is it? It's A. Interesting.
It's the Undiscovered Country Enterprise,
right? With a few changes. Yeah. I did wonder.
Apparently, they redress it later on and use it as the station where Soren is.
All right, that makes sense. That bridge changed so much on the Enterprise A. Because they just kept destroying it after every movie. So it's like literally the bridge never looks the same in any film.
Well, I've got the manual. I've got the.
And I actually
think
you
the differences between the original bridge, the refit bridge, and then the refit bridge.
Yeah.
Shaking's got up to level 6.
Yeah.
soon to going up to 8.
I always thought it was weird. Why is Kirk going down here to do this? Surely, like,
'cause
Scotty would have been much better at doing this.
Well, yeah, but he's keeping everything else together, isn't he?
I guess.
And he did say to the guy was going to go down.
And he was like, yeah, it's my ship.
Captain Cameron was going to go down.
So, of course, this works because Kirk did it. And, but at what cost? At what cost?
I always wonder whether they... you presume that they update Kirk's death date.
Do you know what? There's a thing I really fucking hate about this movie, which we'll get to later on.
Right.
But I really fucking hate that Picard just leaves his fucking body buried on a fucking rock in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I do as well.
Surely he should have got like a full honorary fucking funeral back in Starfleet Command, back on Earth or something. It's like, no, fuck him. Just leave him under a pile of rocks on this planet.
I'm sure they would have given him a state funeral anyway, even though he didn't have a body.
But, like, surely having his body now, you'd be like, okay, now we can give him the funeral he deserves.
It is bloody good seeing
Scotty. Yeah. Weird because, like, in Next Gen, he's like, oh, Kirk must have brought the Enterprise out of mothballs to come help me. He's like, dude, you know he's dead. What are you talking about?
I like to be generous and put that down to the fact that he's been... Well, I like to put it down to the fact that he's been in a fucking transporter beam for like...
Sure. Yeah, fair
70
enough.
years.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. I'll go.
I mean, I'm being generous there, but, you know...
Was anybody in here? Why do you think I called you here, Chekhov?
Yeah. I just come to tell you to look at the view. You know what? I think we should leave this. It'd make a really good port.
Yeah.
We'll put the new observatory here.
This is a great shot as well.
Yeah. That is cool.
That's tremendous. That actually has aged very well.
That is a lot of fucking damage.
That's aged very well.
It really has.
That shot. Impressive. Very impressive. And then we go into the future.
Into the future.
100 or so years.
I think it's 74.
Is it 74? 78? Oh, okay. I did like this. This is nice.
Sweet.
It seems like the kind of thing that the Next Gen crew would do.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's always been the slight problem with the Next Gen crew, is that you have that... When things happen, you always have that thing in the back of your mind that goes, well, this is clearly a holodeck thing.
So it
kind of takes... Sometimes it takes things away from you.
There's no doubt.
They do look really fucking cool in those.
They do, don't they? There's like an alternate, historical movie where you can just have the Next Gen crew, but it's like in charge of
Master and Commander.
Master and Commander with the Next Gen crew. It'd be amazing. You know what I realised just now, actually, thinking about this? We've got Patrick Stewart and what's his name replaced Soren.
Yeah,
they were both in June together as well, weren't they? So this is they're reuniting since June, right?
Soren wasn't in June.
Yeah, he wasn't he? I thought he played he plays one of the I forget the name, but yeah, he's in it.
No,
I'm sure he is.
No, Malcolm McDowell's not in June.
I'm sure he is. I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Maybe I'm not.
It's been a while since I watched it, but I'm sure he was. Look it up. Do a look up while Worf gets promoted.
Yeah. I love Geordie's exclamation.
It's so brilliant. Over the top, isn't it? It's like, whoa, he is very happy for his friend. So now they claim no one's ever done this, and Worf is the first. But I guess it doesn't count because it's on the holodeck. Yeah, I thought he was. Maybe he's not.
No.
Huh? Who knows?
I mean, Stewart was Gurney Harlow.
Oh yeah, well I know.
Yeah, no.
Must have imagined it. It's been a while since I watched Dune. There's quite a bit of news coming out about new Dune.
It's still looking promising so far.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited. Oh, and he does it.
Yeah.
Stuntman done it. Stuntman.
The stuntman done it, yeah. I do like this. This is brilliant.
Yeah. Riker's such a dick. But Worf can't be angry. He's like, well, do you want this promotion?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be angry. Tremendous stuff.
I like this as a... Sorry.
It's a good job keeping that makeup on in the water.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, this seems so forced.
I know,
and it's her own fault as well.
But I kind of like it.
I like it, but it is her own fault.
And actually, I do think it's funny.
It is quite funny. She can't really get mad about this.
Not really.
Like, it was literally her...
She is, but...
I mean, yeah, she is. Now, I always wondered, we'll get to it later.
I mean, that's clearly not her.
No. It was a stunt woman anyway. I don't know what you're worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
So I always wondered, and we'll get to it later, maybe it's in the credits, in the scene when Picard's in the Nexus, is his wife Crusher?
No.
It's someone with like gingery hair, and you see him in the background, and I was like, is it meant to be Crusher?
But no, it's not.
I was never sure.
They never say who it is.
No.
It's just a random woman.
A random woman. I guess he's like, well, if I can't have Crusher, I want someone that looks vaguely like Crusher.
Even Picard's had a few women in the course of the movie.
Oh, he has, definitely. But you always assumed that he'd end up with Crusher, in the same way that you always assumed that Riker would end up with Troy.
Well, in All Good Things, aren't they divorced? Weren't they?
Yeah, they end up getting married and then divorcing.
Yeah.
But of course, this is the I mean, let alone Picard, which is now, you know, obviously rewriting the future.
Yeah.
This immediately shat on All Good Things, because the All Good Things future had the D with a refit with the third nacelle, and like this immediately, the next thing we see is like, no, that future's not happening. That's definitely not happening. I never understand how holodecks work, especially when there's an arch in the middle, because then I'm like, well, is that the wall right there? But then people were stood at the front earlier on, and like, how does that? I've never understood how it's meant to work, but it's very cool.
I think it's supposed to keep you suspended so that you're...
Yeah, so you kind of just float around, I guess. And
sort of.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? But, you know, it's very cool anyway. So, of course, he's getting the tragic news, which is quite tragic, actually, because I really liked his brother.
Yeah.
You know, in that one episode when you met them, it was...
after...
Best of Both Worlds.
Both Worlds, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what makes me laugh. Is she asked the captain if she's
she
all right.
knows.
She knows he's not fucking all right. It's like she felt him from across the... Well, that sounds rude. She felt
she's
him
an
across
empath,
the room.
right? So, you know...
And he knows that he can't keep anything from her.
Do you know they get called to the bridge now, and they're still wearing all of this stuff? And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they did
Just
the whole movie?
Yeah,
just dressed like this.
That would be
it's
brilliant.
like, well, you know, we were in fancy dress, we didn't have time.
Well, it probably would have been better as well, because I will point it out to you in a bit when they turn up in their uniforms.
Oh, okay.
I will point out two things to you.
Right. All right then. So this is the Amagosa Observatory, which they've lost contact with. Oh, it looks so much cooler.
It does.
They should just dress like this all the time.
It should, and keep the swords as well.
I like that Riker's still holding the sword.
Yeah.
He's like, he is ready to do battle. Imagine if they got boarded by Klingons now and they were like, swords!
Swords! These come in really handy.
Oh, Stewart is such a good actor.
He really is.
He's tremendous in this scene. He's tremendous. There's so many scenes in this film.
Mm-hmm.
The one that really stands out for me is the when he says very little, but the scene with him and Soren in 10 Forward, when Soren's talking about
these
losing.
expressions are great.
Because you kind of get the impression that he's kind of almost empathic, Soren, in the way that he's kind of seeing something in Picard or knowing something.
You'd have thought because he's an Elorian, he's probably picking up on
stuff.
Him.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Enterprise bridge.
Yeah, so this is the redressed and fucked up. So I guess this is the last time we ever see the Enterprise bridge.
The actual also the D bridge is newish anyway. The middle bit's slightly raised.
Is it?
It's the bridge from All Good Things.
Oh, because I guess they'd redressed it and hadn't bothered to fix it
Yeah.
back. They were like, oh, well, I guess we'll just keep it for this one movie because
Yeah.
we're going to get rid of it anyway. So I always thought it was weird that Guinan is clearly seen to be interacting with humans back in Kirk's time.
Yes.
And yet they never mentioned the Borg being a big fucking deal.
No.
Weird. I always thought it was weird. I always thought that was a strange thing. Because then all of a sudden...
was wiped out by the Borg, so...
Yeah, which you'd think she'd be like, Federation dudes.
Kind of.
There is like this
coming.
horrendous thing
here.
out there
Yeah.
that you need to be aware of. But yeah, it just never comes up. Maybe she just assumes it's far enough away,
Or maybe
it'll never,
she assumes maybe she just doesn't want to
'Cause
meddle. I mean, it's...
So are the Elorians from like the Delta Quadrant then?
I guess they must be.
They must be far away.
Yeah.
Because if the Borg were on,
I mean,
like
these are like the survivors, aren't they? They're
yeah. So I'm assuming they've been traveling from
a long. They must have been traveling for years.
Yeah. This dude. He's like, I need to blow up some stars to change the path of this river.
Yeah.
Fly a ship into it. Fly a ship into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
I
they
never
make the
quite
argument of like, oh, anytime
Well,
someone's tried to fly a ship into it, it's been destroyed. It's
destroyed.
like,
It's like,
yeah,
yeah.
but he ended up in the Nexus anyway, so
Yeah.
why doesn't he just fucking do it?
Yeah, the
For
logic
the sake
in
of being a
here
dick.
does
This
not-
I always struck me as being
Yes.
quite gory. That
was
shot,
quite good.
actually for like next gen.
I always thought it was a bit. It's like
A shame that they threw the Romulans away so early.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like, oh, we're going to get a Romulan story.
Yeah.
And then and don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that we get Lursa and what's her face.
Tour.
But
So I forgot to point it out, but okay, I'll point it out here. Geordie's uniform.
yes,
That is Colin Meaney's uniform
right.
from DS9,
Is it really?
and the uniform that Riker's wearing, which
Hmm.
doesn't fit him at all. He's got the sleeves rolled up and everything. Is see if you look at the site, it's too big for him.
Mm.
Riker's wearing Avery Brooks' uniform.
That's fantastic. They
Yeah.
just got rid of the uniforms and didn't think
Yeah.
to. Damn.
So the only ones that have fitting uniforms are Data and Picard.
Right.
Everybody else's uniform is like borrowed.
That's brilliant. That emotion chip looks completely different from
It's
the last
huge,
time we
isn't
saw
it?
it.
Look at the size of the bloody thing.
This is like.
I'm sure it wasn't that big when they
No, it
when
wasn't.
they got it.
It wasn't that big. And also, like, given the time period we're in now, like, how is that such a? I mean, I guess emotions are complex.
Should be just a
but
little dot, shouldn't it? Really, or something.
I always loved it when they opened Data's head and just see all those LEDs,
Yeah.
just multicolored,
I love
like
that.
it's like a fucking Christmas tree in there.
I think they did a really good job of it in when when the Borg start stripping bits off of him.
Oh, that was fantastic. I mean, they had more of a budget then.
Yeah.
That was clearly, or more of a budget for one thing rather than an entire show, you know. So now I'll do this, but you guarantee me you can turn this off and this won't become a
Yeah.
problem almost immediately, right? There it is. Look at that. Science.
It's disco hair.
There is some science going on in there.
I always love that his off switch is so fucking huge as well. Under his arm, it's a massive off switch.
Oh my god, that's such a tremendous scene from Measure of a Man, though.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful scene, and the look, like Jonathan Frakes does such a good job of
Oh,
conveying
he's
how
so good. It's one of
how
his special
destroyed
forces.
he is
He
in that
just-
moment of
he
like I had to do this.
completely does not want to do it.
No, and you can see how remorseful and awful he feels. This is the nerdiest episode we've done.
It really is.
We're naming episodes of TNG now. This is where we are. But, you know, Star Trek's been big recently. This is actually a
Yeah.
good call for us to do this, actually.
Well, this is why we did it,
This has
really.
worked out quite well. It's showing up Picard already.
It really
And given that
is.
this isn't one of my favourite
Yeah, exactly.
next-gen movies.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? This is fine so far, for the most part. I think most of my issues are, like, later in the film.
The director of this is his, I think, his first movie.
Is it really?
He directed episodes.
I thought it feels like an episode.
He
The direction feels like an episode.
Most importantly, he directed Yesterday's Enterprise.
Oh, one of
So,
my favourite
yeah.
episodes. Love the Ambassador class. I wish we had that instead of the D.
Yeah, me too.
It's a much nicer design.
It's still slightly ugly.
It's like it's
But it's not as
starting
ugly.
to become ugly.
Yeah.
But it's not quite there yet. Now, this always bugged me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Guinan literally knows that his entire life he's been after emotion.
That's
Geordie
true.
tells her that he's got emotion now.
Yeah.
And she's just like, it looks like he hates it. I'm like, your friend has finally gained emotion after all these years.
Yeah, but she's always been subtle about stuff.
Oh, I
so
know.
I think it's within character.
It is within character, I guess. But I was like, everyone's been a dick to Data.
I mean, let's face it. She's been alive since like the 1800s on Earth.
On Earth, yeah.
So she's really fucking old. I imagine it takes a lot
It's a good
to
line.
phase her.
The payoff is good.
Yes.
When he's like, I hate this. He's like,
Yeah.
do you want another? Please. Oh. And you know what?
I love the over-the-top Data.
I do, because it feels like Brent Spiner was so well behaved on screen.
Yeah.
Because Brent Spiner, when you see him at cons and stuff, like he is the
He's really
opposite
animated.
of Data.
Yeah.
The opposite. And it's like for one movie they were like, oh, just go for it, mate. Just go for it. This scene.
Yeah.
This exchange and Picard's or Patrick Stewart's facials are amazing in this scene. He's such a good actor. He is holding together Picard right now.
Yeah,
like his acting
he
is holding together.
To be
some
honest,
scenes.
he's really the only reason I'm watching it.
Until like 7 and 9 turns up, I guess.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going to be... She's going to have a massive part in it.
Doesn't look like it, does it? I'm assuming she's going to have like a couple of episodes at most.
I mean, Malcolm McDowell also brings this scene up as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The two of them together.
It's two brilliant British actors.
Absolutely superb.
I mean, you've seen If, haven't you?
No.
Oh man, you need to see If.
What's that?
It's a really early Malcolm McDowell film about school, about
What
boarding
happens in
school. He's a student. It's hard to explain it without like giving things.
I don't
away
think I've seen it.
See it. It's fucking awesome. It's just called If.
Okay.
It's really good. It's about sort of life at a boarding school, basically.
Look in Patrick Stewart's face here.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tremendous.
Just his words. You can look at his nose flaring and everything.
Yeah. The both
And you
of
can
them.
see his face.
Both
He's
of them.
definitely picking up on it, on his grief.
Just both. That is like two acting giants.
Yeah.
Just getting that scene together. Tremendous.
I mean, God, Malcolm McDowell now these days he's in so much crap, but
Yeah. A lot
he
of
still
them.
elevates the crap.
He does. He does.
I mean, how many? He was in Avoid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that totally feels like she.
She knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. She felt that. That door kind of bounced back a bit when it closed.
It did.
Yeah, I don't like these uniforms. I'll be honest.
The-
I always thought the next gen uniforms looked a bit. They're all right.
It's still better than the early season ones. Those
Oh,
terrible,
certainly it's an
those
improvement.
terrible jumpsuits that ruined their posture and backs.
I just think when they got the grey,
Yeah,
That
The
for me
actual
is
sort of-
like-
the sort of more jacket looking things.
they feel like the true successor to the TOS movies. Those uniforms. It feels like it feels more functional. I think is the thing, because these uniforms never felt terribly functional to me. Like they don't even have pockets or anything.
No, they got to add belts.
They add belts, yeah.
to get tricorders and things on.
Oh, Mr. Tricorder.
Mr. Tricorder.
And they did a really good job with this. They like add like some VFX to his face, don't they?
Yeah,
And
they
it's
twist his face.
I love that they
That's
reference
brilliant
Farpoint.
as well.
So good. It's the
joke-
first joke he heard.
from Firepoint. Yeah,
The first joke he heard from LaForge. That he's now, or LaForge, sorry. I'm sounding like I was on Picard now. They called him LaForge, didn't they?
Oh god.
Some bloody French-Irish Romulans. What's going on?
She even said feck in that last episode.
She said fuck.
I mean,
People far more nerdier than me have put the subtitles on to determine that it was actually fuck, not
was it?
feck. It just came across like feck because of her strong Irish accent, which all Romulans have now.
yeah. Somebody was saying she's turned into Mrs. Doyle.
The thing that annoys me is I actually really like her performance. It's just her accent is so distracting.
Orla Brady is a really good actress,
Yeah,
but the actress,
accent
the
is
accent for a
it's
is
so
very
distracting. I like that in these scenes as well. Data goes back and forth. Like the emotion chip kind of sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, because he goes normal and then he goes back to, you know.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Now, of course, Generations gives us our second swear of next gen, right?
Yeah.
With Data later on.
Yep. Yeah, but I think
I believe Picard swore
Data
first.
Data knows like almost all human history.
Yes.
So
yeah. Picard swore first, but
yeah.
he swore in French. So
Merde.
I guess that's like acceptable,
Yeah.
right?
I guess so.
So you can see he's starting to get trouble here.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it in his face, and Brent Spiner is superb, you know?
Yep.
He really is superb in this film. It's nice that they finally gave him, like... Because this movie feels so much like the end of... It feels like I love All Good Things.
Yeah.
I think it's a tremendous end. But this feels like the true end of Next Gen.
Yeah.
Because you have the full story arc of all the characters, including Data, who really needed to get emotion. I think that was his goal for the entire series.
Yeah.
So it does feel like this is the end of the series proper, because you finally, Data's finally got his emotion, like he finally feels like he's human. This effect here looks really good. Well, it probably doesn't anymore, but it did at the time. He's so good in this. Yeah, that looks. Oh, that looks.
It still looks good.
It still looks pretty good. I mean, it's a short enough cut that it looks fine. So now this is the idea: is that he's now stuck with emotion, for, at least until the end of the film.
Him, yeah.
Now you got to wonder: was this sabotage by Lore to make sure that he ended up stuck with it?
Quite possibly.
Although they seem to manage to fix it by First Contact anyway.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that you can switch it off in First Contact.
Oh, that's a great scene. Picard says he
I
ends
envy
him.
you.
Yeah, that's good. Now this is tremendous. I love that Data is more than capable of just snapping the guy's neck, but he's actually terrified because like...
I've always hated that stupid gangster pistol.
It's the most stupid thing. No, I want to shoot slightly to the right.
That is clearly not the same actor that played his brother.
No. I mean, you could argue that that's very much younger photos of them,
I
maybe,
guess.
but
Yeah.
really...
No, because the kid's the same
Oh, that's
age.
true! No, it doesn't even work! No, you're right, it doesn't even work. Oh, Patrick, you are so good. Oh. Troy, you know, I have bashed Troy a lot in the past on the movie show and on this show.
Yeah.
But when she got her uniform, she was good.
Yeah, she was
good.
The last couple of seasons,
really good. She gets some good episodes.
They give her more to do.
Yeah,
I mean that's always the problem with Generation over the original series. The original series. There are three main actors, and the others get bits and pieces to do. In this, almost everybody is supposed to be like a main player.
That it always bothered me. I think it works a lot better as a TV show when you do that. But when they went to the movies, is where they really struggle.
Yeah.
You start having briefings in fucking sickbay for no reason other than Crusher needs to be in this movie for a moment. You know, it's like it's just so it gets really forced in the movies.
I think Crusher gets the really the biggest. Sticky end in these ones.
Yeah, she does. She
gets
later on. By the way, we will get to it, but later on, Geordi gets kidnapped, right? Or he just has been.
He will. Yeah.
They get Data back, and fucking Crusher looks at Data.
Yeah.
They specifically say, "Oh, Crusher looks at Data," and it's like she's a fucking doctor. Like she has no fucking clue. I mean, she might have a passing idea of his like.
He talked to her in one of the episodes. In one of the episodes, he tells her where his off switches and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He talks to. He does. So
but, I mean,
I guess. I mean, if you'd want to know enough about your crew, she's
I'd still think they'd be better off going to an engineer than a doctor.
Yeah, true. True.
It always felt a bit like, why have you got to Crusher?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good. He really sells this, and the writing's really strong here anyway.
Yeah.
I love how kind of cold Picard's being at some points. You know, there's like flashes, especially when he was on the bridge with Riker earlier on, and he like scolds Riker.
Yeah.
There's like flashes of like season 1 Picard.
Yeah.
You know, kind of comes back out. Great performance though in this. It might be one of his strongest performances in Next Gen, actually.
Yeah.
In this movie.
This is interesting. I think is what, and he says about the, like, his family and stuff. Right? So, yeah, he's French, right?
Yeah.
Picard. I mean, here you go. Picard, who fought at Trafalgar, right? Now, does that mean the Picards lost at Trafalgar?
I would assume so.
There's like, they had heavy losses at Trafalgar.
Yeah.
Would you really want to remember that?
Well, I guess just they served, and
the other thing is maybe I know somebody was saying that maybe they were loyal French,
maybe
which means they were
maybe.
You know, they were royalists, which means they were on our side.
Yeah,
but there's a painting of in his quarters of a Picard with a historical naval uniform on,
right,
and I can't decipher whether it's a French uniform or an English, but it does look more English than French.
That feels like something that will be on Memory Alpha.
Yeah.
It'll be there. Someone will have like freeze framed it and figured it out.
Pretty
bad.
Yeah. It does look really odd that you've got the weird mixture of uniforms.
You know, I had never noticed it.
Really?
Until now.
I've always found it weirdly
because
jarring.
they've inverted them, haven't they? I never noticed. That's really weird. I literally had never noticed until now. But then I haven't really watched Generations like loads.
Yeah.
But I certainly never noticed when I watched it in the cinema.
Let's just get the fuck out of here now. Let's not mess about.
I like how Picard's like warp 1. He's like, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
You know, you can get away with warp 1. Be fine. Because I'd be like, maximum fucking warp.
Yeah,
get us the fuck out of here. Sun just exploded. God damn.
Well, he's shooting at you. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's counting on it.
Yeah, like Picard's reaction to this is like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
What the hell is going on? I was just talking about my dead nephew, and now the sun's fucking exploded. There's a Klingon bird of prey. Like, what the hell? Look at Worf. Worf wants some blood.
Constantly.
Yeah. There is like an entire sketch out there of like Worf just wanting to shoot everything and everyone.
Yeah.
And like the bridge crew constantly being like, no, Worf.
No, Worf. Yeah.
No. I always liked that the different races had their own like energy beams.
Different colours and things for that,
I like that.
I like the really... I don't think they
because
do
it kind
later,
of sells
the
the technology's similar but different, you know?
I think the really early Ferengi teleports had this weird swish that I quite like. I seem to remember. That I don't think they used later.
Now this is great as well because these two had the Durs sisters had like a big a much bigger part towards the end of Next Gen, and it's really nice. Again, it's nice that they tie off this. It's a shame they didn't tie off Sela as well because that would have been perfect.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. She is sexy.
He was lucky. Like, he's lucky they didn't just like stab him in the fucking eyeball for that immediately.
I totally would.
they make they're so good as villains in this.
Yeah, they're brilliant. I really wish they would have been used more.
Well, they were used a few times during the series and stuff, and didn't they turn up on DS9 once as well?
Yes, they are in an episode of DS9.
Because that's one of the few times, isn't that one of the few times that it crosses over with Next Gen?
Yeah.
Which was always a lost cause for me. I always felt like that was a missed opportunity. Because when
I don't think they
DS9,
wanted to overshadow them too much.
It's funny, because when DS9 started, I thought they'd be crossing over quite a bit.
Yeah, I did.
And I was kind of disappointed they didn't, because it always makes the universe feel a bit bigger when you know there's like some crossover happening here and there. And I know they did like Mirror Riker, or Thomas Riker, not Mirror Riker. So that was all cool, but
joining the
Maquis. Yeah. Stealing the Defiant.
Yeah. This bridge looks really crowded.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I'm guessing... I mean, you could be generous and say it's probably all that remains of the House of Duras crammed into this tiny little bird of prey.
And here we have a briefing. In sickbay.
In sickbay, to give Quidra something to do.
For reasons. I mean, I guess maybe she was treating him and found his history. Maybe. Dubious, but fine. Guinan, your room is a fucking fire hazard. Jesus. I guess they're holographic flames, but...
Could be.
I like that the Enterprise has got, like, a witch. Just like Picard's like, I don't know how to beat the Borg. I need to go and consult my witch.
Consult my witch, yeah. Great Guinan, consult the bones for me.
Yeah. It still
I never really thought of it like that, but you're actually right.
It blows my mind that Whoopi Goldberg agreed to do Next Gen. I know she's a huge fan.
She's a massive Star Trek fan.
But it's just like, God, she was such a big get for this show.
Yeah.
She's
not even fucking credited on this movie, you know?
That's horrendous. She plays a really good role in this as well.
I have no idea why she's not fucking credited on this movie.
Seems a bit odd. Did you know? I didn't realise this. You know the I forget the name of the episode. The episode when Riker's travelling through time or something. Apparently on one of the Blu-ray editions of Next Gen, they've updated one of the screens when he sees his future details.
Right.
And they update it to say that he serves aboard the Titan and stuff.
Oh, really?
Apparently on the Next Gen Blu-rays, which I don't own.
No.
Apparently they've replaced the graphics on one of the screens to actually update it with what happened post.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite a nice touch. I read it somewhere. I've not actually seen it myself because
I've
got
when they go
the
back
DVDs.
and think about stuff
Tastefully
like that.
go back and add things, not because I always say that the TOS remasters are the best thing ever. The TOS remasters are stunning. Where they've not changed an angle or anything. They've just updated the graphics, and that's all they've done. Down with all that.
I mean, he's asked Whoopi Goldberg to come back for season 2, hasn't he, for Picard?
Yeah, which is interesting since everyone says he's going to die in this season. It's going to be a bit weird that Guinan's in season 2 without him. So I'm assuming he's not dying this season.
I guess not.
He's definitely dying, but not this season.
Yeah.
I mean, even the guy does say, like, well, it may not, may not happen for a while. I mean, I thought, I was like, well, at your age... By the way, actually, let's go back to this movie that we're watching right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that Geordie LaForge is, the most kidnapped member of the crew?
I think he is.
I feel like he is. I feel like...
I think so.
LaForge has been kidnapped and fucked around with more time. Tortured, certainly, more times than maybe even Picard or anyone else.
I think so.
He doesn't do well. In fact, to the point where I would be every time he comes back from being kidnapped, I'd be right, full checkup on everything because he could be brainwashed, about to kill a diplomat or something. Who knows?
Checking for programming. This is the last time we see him with the visor as well.
It is, and it's so good. As much as the visor was cool, was
it ever cool?
Yeah, I think it was cool when they first started the show.
It's basically a hairband that they put on.
When they started the show, it was cool. But by now, it was always why don't they just fix his eyes? And it's really nice that in the in First Contact onwards, we have the prosthetic eye things, which look so cool.
Yeah.
I remember watching First Contact and being like, oh, I wish I was blind in the future. It's so cool. It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
God, that's an unflattering angle of that ship. I
know
you're not a big fan.
Is there a flattering angle of that
There are
ship?
a few, and we'll get to them later. From certain angles, that ship is quite aesthetically pleasing, but that was not one of them.
The D. Hilton.
The D. Hilton. Someone pointed out to me a while ago that Voyager is basically is a scaled down version of the Galaxy class with the saucer turned on its side. And I'd never noticed that before, but it actually totally is. Yeah.
This was one of the biggest sets they built, you know.
It was, and then they stole it for
one scene. It's like for one scene.
They stole it for Voyager.
Yeah, they did. All of the sets they used this. They repurposed for Voyager.
They
I
don't know if they reused this set, but
I think Voyager and DS9.
DS9 didn't have stellar cartography, did they?
No, I think they used it for other things.
Sure. I remember this being a massive thing in the marketing, though. They were very proud of this.
Yeah, they were.
They were like super proud, and it is quite a cool thing for the time.
Yeah.
But I remember this being in all the promotional ads and stuff. Stellar cartography was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's so weird watching these movies now and being like, oh, look, like, remember when Star Trek wasn't just about action? Like, it was actually, you know, not an action movie.
This is actually the first film to have a promotional website.
Is it really? What, like, of any film?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. I suppose it probably would be. 94 is while you're downloading your shareware version of Doom.
I mean, my family totally didn't have the internet back then, so I never visited it.
I think I got the internet like 99, 2000-ish. Like, it was late on. I was really late on with the internet. Because I had a PC from like... Probably 95, 96, but I didn't have the internet for years and years and years after that. I mean, it is very cool, and it has actually dated very well. Yeah. Still looks cool.
Looks pretty good.
They make a lot more use of this on Voyager.
Yeah.
You could kind of tell that they loved the concept so much. They were like, okay,
like
we're going to put this in a show. I guess this is like... If we spend the money getting the tech right here, then we can apply it later on. Because it's much easier to continue using tech and, you know, adapting tech than it is to create it from scratch. So.
Yeah. This is actually a very good scene.
It is, yeah. Yeah. And again, just acting-wise, these guys, just incredible.
I like the little Data's outbursts, like, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really good. And Picard's kind of talking to himself when he's saying this as well. Yeah. You know? And he snaps back here. Yeah. Like, he snaps back to, like, almost emotionless Data.
Yeah.
It's great. Don't be a dick. Do your job.
Do your job. Bloody get on with it.
It just reminds me of the toaster from Red Dwarf where they give it AI. It's like starts getting like just becomes a complete dick.
Would anybody like some toast?
See what's weird? He says like the destruction of the stars affected the gravitational forces in the sector, and can we project that? But there was already a curve to begin with, and they never explain why there was already a curve, which is weird. Because I always assumed the curve was there to show that immediately, and then they were like, oh no, like here it is. I guess it's just a wavy line anyway.
It's just a
space wave,
a wibbly wobbly wave.
Like, what is the course of this wave? Because it was like somewhere near Mars, presumably at some point, and then it just went away, and now it's come back again or something. Is it doing some big like?
I have no idea.
It's on some big like
universal tour.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess the Nexus is still out there, right? Oh, that'd be great at the end of Picard if it turned out he was still in the Nexus. It's like, oh shit, it's all a dream.
It's all a dream.
They were like,
it's a shitty dream, blow. If that's it.
It's like, no, it was all just a dream, and you've just basically been like Rimmer. You've just subjected yourself to a really shit dream for like
Did you not look at the details in your swimming certificate, Picard?
Yeah. I love that episode when Rimmer's brain can't handle nice things happening to him.
It does seem like, I'm sure he could. In the years he's had 70 years.
Oh, this is bollocks.
He must have thought there must be a better way of doing this.
Well, flying a ship into it worked.
I'm sure.
Flying a ship into it worked. Would it not have been much easier?
Just wearing a spacesuit and flying into it might work. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
how it works.
I mean,
really.
He ended up in it, right?
Yeah.
In a ship, so he should have just tried that again.
Yeah.
And even if you get blown up, I mean, Kirk got blown into space. It all blew up, and he was fine. So
Yeah.
He could have been there by now. Fool. Hanging around with Klingons.
Look busy. Everybody look busy.
I love that he treats them like Klingons as well. Like he knows how to deal with Klingons.
Yeah.
He's not fucking
get away. Punch you. Oh, this is that line there. When he says about the thing, he says his heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
It's a missing scene. It's he actually tortures Geordi with a nanoprobe in his heart. He keeps stopping his heart, and they cut the scene out for some reason.
Why?
So
that's awesome.
That line doesn't really. Later on, when they recover him,
yeah.
Crusher says about removing a nanoprobe. And they, for some reason, they cut it out, which doesn't really make sense.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I really love that. It's like really nice spiky key card just for the Klingons.
It's a very ornate-looking Klingon USB stick. See, it looks alright from that angle. Some angles it looks alright. I'm not going to argue.
You're never going to convince me that it's a good-looking thing. And
I'm not going to argue because it isn't a good-looking thing. But certain angles, they can get away with it.
Yeah.
I think nostalgia took over at some point, and I just kind of got used to it to where I was like, it's fine. But I remember being very unimpressed the first time I saw it.
I've just always just switched it off, and it's like, it exists, and I don't want to think about it.
Sure.
I mean, I've got the technical manual for it and everything, but.
Of course they're out there. You know they are.
Malcolm McDowell, like the
20-year-old?
The line for the time is the fire in which we burn. He liked that line. He had it engraved on that watch that he's wearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. 20-year-old bird of prey. 20.
Yeah.
So it's like quite a modern bird of prey. Considering it looks pretty much exactly the same as the one from like 70 odd years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe they just like refit them and, in the same way that I guess like the A was like, a modern ship, but technically,
I mean, it is just the bird of prey from Undiscovered Country.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it blows up the same as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Distractingly
it's
so.
Exactly the same shot.
Especially considering, I think the worst, like, most egregious thing about that is that it's literally the next film.
Yeah.
So if you're watching them in order, you see this bird of prey exploding exactly the same way in the two movies side by side. See, Data's learning self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Picard can't allow Data to go over there. Data with an emotion chip as well, and given he's got like all the knowledge of like the whole Federation, he could literally be like the worst thing that ever happened if he got out with an emotion chip.
That's always one thing that's always struck me as well. Is like why isn't one like the Romulans or something? Why have they never captured him to do that?
Yeah.
To like try and.
Well, they do say in First Contact that it can't be taken by force, don't they?
That was one of the things that bothered me in the latest episode of Picard.
Go on.
It seems that they're suggesting that the Romulans built the Borg.
What?
That's what I got. That's what I got from that secret organization thing, and why the Romulans don't have androids and stuff. I think it's hinting that the Romulans built the Borg.
Jesus.
That's the impression I got anyway. I
hadn't realised that, but maybe I need to rewatch the episode. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what... I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm just reading too much into it, but that's what it was suggesting to me. I really love that coat he's wearing.
It's quite a cool coat. It's not a very good thing to be wearing in that weather.
No.
It's not the best environment. They're Vasquez rocks, right? I'm assuming.
I expect
it looks
so.
like it.
I mean...
You can't have Trek without Vasquez rocks at some point.
Yeah. There's a Gorn back there somewhere.
Yeah. There's a 50 gigawatt force field that I've really badly erected around some unstable rocks and holes. Now, this was a good idea. The Klingons. I really like this.
Yeah, I do.
Because when the bird of prey turns up, you're like, that's got no hope. Like, what was even the point?
I love this line as well.
Well, the human females are so repulsive. Oh, yeah. Nanoprobe.
Yep. I always feel sorry for Nurse Agawa. She's basically always just stood in the background doing fuck all. She
is.
I think she's probably had about 5 lines in the entire thing.
She's in First Contact as well, right? She ends up going.
She?
I think so. I feel like she's. I think she's well again just following Crusher around. I don't think she says anything. Didn't she had a baby? Well, she lost a baby, right? She was pregnant and she lost the baby.
Yeah,
wasn't that her?
Yeah.
It's in the episode when they all get regressed into like
the kids.
No, when Riker becomes a caveman and Troy becomes a fish thing, lizard thing and stuff, and Worf becomes that huge hulking beast thing. Yeah.
Barclay becomes a spider.
Yeah, he's really creepy in that episode,
isn't it?
Yeah. You're a dick.
Yeah.
Get a ship.
You spent 8
Get
years.
a shuttlecraft.
You're not trying hard enough.
You're just an idiot.
Oh, it's always weird that this thing has like clear panels on it.
Yeah, do you know what I find really weird as well? Is later on when they he locks the thing, and it explodes. I'm assuming it was saved from doing the proper explosion because that would have done nothing to his son. Like, because you'd kind of think that the explosion that would have caused would have just destroyed the planet.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose they could say that the actual warhead didn't detonate.
That's what I'm assuming. That the warhead didn't, but the rocket did.
The fuel in it, I suppose.
Do you know this is quite nice as well? This movie sets really nicely up for the Borg. It's quite nice foreshadowing. If you've never watched Next Gen before and you're watching this movie, it introduces you to TOS, which you probably already are familiar with. Then it introduces you to the TNG cast. It mentions the Borg, which then sets up the next movie quite nicely there, because he's a refugee of the Borg and stuff, and he's talking about how the Borg destroyed his world and that they're a horrendous threat.
This is a great
line.
Lines.
And the delivery. It's both. It's a combination of the writing and the delivery.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell here is just tremendous. And of course Stewart as well. Goes without saying.
I do think though, when he's in the Nexus, it's like I must get out. And it's like, meh, fuck it. Why bother? Just stay in the Nexus. You can do what you want there.
Do you think like the Borg that end up in the Nexus, because they're still like Borg, do you think they're just fantasizing of everything being Borg or something?
Perfectly
they're just living
organised,
like a Borg world, Borg universe.
They live to just reorganise conduits and
yeah. It's just all they do.
I guess so. This was improvised.
Oh, it's tremendous as well. I didn't realise
their reactions to it are genuine. They didn't know he was going to do that.
That's tremendous. I did wonder.
Riker's face is brilliant.
And like they're keeping it. They must have pissed themselves laughing after this shot as well. They cut to a close up because they obviously that's as long as they held it before like Riker or someone started laughing their head off.
Yeah. You're engineering, well done.
Don't look, Geordie.
Don't look at the frequency modulator.
It's always struck me as weird that they don't immediately remodulate the shields as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's odd, isn't it? They're like, they find a way to penetrate our shields. Let's do nothing about it.
What they should have done was fired more than one missile.
Disabled the shields, and then
you aim for the shield generator. I mean,
and then they're fucked.
Maybe they don't know where it is on the Galaxy class, but you'd have thought that you'd hope they had an idea.
I love that they immediately attack. They don't even wait for the right moment. They're like, right now, right this second.
Play the fun. No.
We're doing it. Yeah, they don't fire anywhere near enough, do they?
No.
Because they could be firing disruptors at the same time and just properly fuck them up.
Just completely.
Why, Riker? Why? I always hated it when they get into a battle and they're like, lock phasers. Like, why phasers? Fucking torpedoes. Torpedoes are way more powerful.
Fire everything.
Use torpedoes. Like,
apparently, that's the thing there. When she goes to the console, part of the debris from an explosion was on the seat and she burnt her bum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Defective plasma coils. It's always something to do with their bloody cloaking devices.
Yeah.
The Klingons didn't really get that down, did they?
No.
It seems, although they did manage to, once upon a time, in a prototype.
The Romulans definitely seem to have. I mean, I think it's Romulan technology anyway, so they always seem to have had it much better than the Klingons do.
Yeah. Oh, Data's reaction here is great as well.
Yeah. I think it's Riker's as well. Riker's expressions that he's like, I am not sure what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, I literally have no idea.
I mean, that dude there, he's been in like so many creatures and aliens. He's spent three things in Buffy, I think.
They're not very good shots, are they?
No. and considering the size of the bloody thing, I love this. That fall is great.
That dude, like, proper.
That is a great stunt.
What a dude. What a dude.
Somebody earned their pay that day.
They did. That stuntman. Good job. I wish they would stop putting TNT behind all these consoles. I mean, this might be the one scene where it's like kind of justified because they are literally blowing everything up.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever beat To Be or Not to Be.
No.
That's like the best line.
Yeah.
See, it's even the people, there's even the same, the people getting sucked throughout into space is exactly the same shot. And that is the exact same shot from the movie before. It's the exact, it blows up in exactly the same way.
It is a bit naff. This guy, look at that guy there, the tall one there.
He's so happy.
He's like so happy.
Oh, Data, you are superb. And hey, we get to see the D go down in spectacular fashion.
Yeah. I was always slightly disappointed that they killed off Lursa and Bator there, though.
Well,
I always felt that they could have been like slightly better villains. They could have like. I mean, the other thing is as well.
It would have been nicer if they came back and instead of insurrection, we could have had something with them again.
Doesn't Bator have a kid?
Yes, they do. Or she says she's with child.
Yeah.
She says she's pregnant, doesn't she?
So
we never find out, do we?
House of Durs?
Presumably.
Wandering around somewhere?
They never explain it, do they, actually? I don't think she has the kid. They just say that she's with child, don't they? I can't remember. I vaguely remember that episode. It's something to do with the Ferengi, isn't it, or something?
I can't remember, actually. I just remember that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Or claims to be, I suppose.
It's a pretty big target, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm sure you'll hit it. It'll be fine. This shot always looked really janky to me. Like, he clearly gets killed.
Yeah.
Like, there's like hardly any fucking doubt that Picard gets knackered here.
Yeah.
It always looks really awkward because it goes like one or two shots too far where it's like, no, he's dead. Like there's no way out.
That always seems to be the thing that always goes wrong with an engine.
Coolant leak.
Coolant leak.
Yeah.
It's always a coolant leak.
It's the thing. It's the thing that is like irreparable.
Everybody will
and,
die.
Like,
It's a coolant leak.
Can't be solved.
I love that he gets a flourish as well. That is brilliant.
And the way he ends in a pose.
Yeah.
He ends in like a pin-up pose.
A little pin-up pose, yeah.
It's tremendous. Fucking kids. This was the moment where someone on board the Enterprise that was designing ships was like, the next one's not going to have kids.
Also, what I don't understand is, so they're evacuating the battle section,
which I thought was mostly engineering,
to the
saucer.
Yeah. Why are the kids in that section anyway? The kids should be in the saucer section already. Because
I thought the lower decks, the battle section, was all engineering.
That's where all
like engineering
the big stuff is. Yeah.
You'd imagine it would just. Although I guess maybe engineers' families were living down there. Maybe
no, they don't. All the habitat stuff is in the dome.
Maybe they're just hanging around.
Or it should. I think so. I'm pretty sure it is anyway.
Come on. No.
Kids always drop their toys. When they're being evacuated, don't they?
The one casualty of the D exploding.
Yeah.
That Teddy.
Does this thing get Space Invaders?
Yeah.
It looks like he's doing that thing oh god, Vic Reeves thing.
Oh yeah, shooting stars.
Shooting stars thing.
So right, here we go.
Yeah.
Now to me, it very much looks like
he's
dead.
No way he gets out of it.
It was kind of an unnecessary shot as well. Like they should have just not had it. He should have just snuck through.
Yeah,
because it serves nothing.
Well, it's just to ramp up tension, I suppose.
I guess, but he could have looked back and not seen him, and that would have ramped up tension quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know. Nice to see one final saucer section.
Separation.
Now, apparently, can the Sovereign also detach?
Yes,
we never see it, but it can.
I think pretty much all of them can.
All that are designed like that.
I think all the original ones supposedly could as well.
Right. I like the idea that
I think that's probably more of a retroactive thing than.
I like I like the idea of it being like a life boat.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is deserved. This swear. I think it works really well in context, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
I remember being quite shocked by it in the cinema.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, they just swore it.
It's way less bloody jarring than in that episode of Picard.
There's been swears in both episodes so far. Oof. There was plenty of room there. He should have done that.
Yeah.
He's not even stuck. No, that's like a really goofy shot. They should have deleted this entire scene. This was a mistake.
He's a terrible shot.
Well, look at what he's fucking shooting.
The gangster
It's like
gun.
the worst gun ever.
That gangster gun. Yeah, that's it. He's dead.
He's dead
gone.
as fuck. Dead as fuck. Which you kind of think at this point, you're like, okay, maybe he dies and then he ends up in the Nexus, and or he survives long enough to end up in the Nexus, but nope, he's fine.
I think this still holds up.
It's tremendous. It is a wonderful practical effect.
Like I say, it's they literally had the dome on an arm that just pulled it along.
Just went at it. That looks CG.
Yeah.
But then the actual crash is clearly a physical thing, and it does look better for it. Some of the when you see the grass, some of it does look a bit like, the kind of grass you get when you're making like a railway set. But it looks cool anyway. I mean, it's just awesome. And I'm so glad they did it in this movie and not in TNG, because they wouldn't have, if they tried it with the budget they had, it would have been good. I guess they would have done it in a different way. But apparently they were really set on this idea.
Well, I think they actually wanted to break it in half, so that to make sure that they could definitely not bring it back.
Well, they definitely can't bring this back. This is done here.
Yeah.
Oh, break the saucer in half.
Yes.
You mean? Right. I'd like to have seen that.
right in the face.
There's a really weird shot in a moment when it looks like all the chairs, because I guess what they did
all
is
come forward,
they pushed the chairs forward, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it looks really goofy. I don't know why, it just looks good. To see that is like proper model.
It is, but it looks cool.
I mean, it looks awesome. That dude got fucked up. Some people are getting fucked up here.
Yeah. Well, you'd have thought that there'd be at least a couple of deaths, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's going some speed, right? I was just thinking, you'd think that they'd have
seatbelts
landing. Well, they do later. Riker solves that, doesn't he, in Nemesis?
I think so. Bam.
I was just thinking, like, you'd think that the source detection would be able to land, but I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway, given the damage it sustained. It would have made no difference whether it could or not.
The steering was gone, wasn't it? So I'm pretty sure the source section normally can land, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's actually got feet and stuff.
Yeah. Damn. End of an era. Literally end of an era.
I can't believe how happy I was to see this ship fucked.
Can't believe how happy I was to see the Sovereign.
Yeah.
Just so me too. Happy. When I saw that design.
The design out for the Sovereign.
Oh my god.
God, they finally done
a movie-worthy
brilliant
starship. Yeah. I think it is the best ship they've designed since the A.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, since the refit.
I think so.
Not the A, the refit. Same thing, but you know. That is the most dubious refit of all time, by the way. Refit, like the original to refit, I'm like, is it though? Because it is quite different. It's basically a new ship. It's the Trigger's brush of you know it's the Trigger's brush of refit.
That is brilliant. Yeah,
because the Sovereign gets refit, and you're like, okay, I can see that it's been refit, and like the Constitution gets refit, where they're like, oh, they refit the bridge, they have added a few things, and Excelsior, you're like, okay, that's a refit. They've added a few bits.
Yeah.
But like everything changes between the TOS and the movie.
The actual shape is all completely
it's totally different.
The neck's different. The cell's different.
This is like Picard's not usually the fisty one.
No,
and I guess that's the reason
he wanted to be the more fisty one.
Apparently, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Someone said, I think it might have been Marina Sirtis said that. He always kept himself in real good shape, so he always wanted to be topless whenever he could be in scenes and stuff.
That would not surprise me.
Here comes the magic wave. It really looks like the dude didn't need to blow up the star anyway. Like, it looks like he's getting close.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
I guess it doesn't, because it does actually fly over in the end, and you see that it doesn't actually reach. I
do like this expression Picard has here. It's like he's literally looking around like, what the fuck do I do now?
So,
where do I go? What
I guess I'll just wait here and die then.
Yeah, exactly. Has me fucked.
Well, of course, I suppose he doesn't know that the D's fucked.
No,
right?
Well, I guess not, no.
It's really weird because this movie's not like terribly long, but you get to a point where you forget that Kirk is in this, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that happened earlier on. We've still got like some movie left. It's like this movie's wrapping up, and then it's like, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, I do like this shot as well of the wave going over the dome, because you can see all the little people on it. When we get there. This is all. That's cool.
Shit, that is very cool. God damn.
Looks like a breeze block blowing up. Not that I've ever blown up a breeze block.
No.
Ever.
Surely not. This is a weird fantasy to have, Picard.
I find it weird that his
because this is his idea of
his
perfection.
idea of fantasy is a very Victorian family.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, she's even wearing a Victorian dress.
They all are. Yeah. They're all dressed like Victorian.
Except for the older son. The older son seems to be wearing a 23rd century outfit, 24th century outfit. Look, that's clearly But everybody else seems to be wearing...
Everyone else. Robert's dressed like Doctor Who. Everyone else is...
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that his fantasy would be that they're alive.
And look, the little blonde kiddie from Village of the Damned.
Yeah. By the way...
Yeah.
I think it's the girl in this. She is terrible.
With the lisp.
She is awful.
Why do people think that giving a girl...
Oh, you're right. They do show her.
Yeah,
they do show her. I thought you just saw her in the background.
No.
And I was like, maybe it's...
You fully see her.
Ah, okay.
Why is it that people think that girls with lisps is cute?
It felt like that should have been Crusher. I
Yeah,
felt like
I
it would have been a
think
better scene if that was Crusher. Although maybe it's meant to be his... Is it meant to be his wife?
No, it's his wife.
It is his wife.
Yeah, because he says, go and help your aunt.
It should have been Crusher. Renee, you look like an idiot. Change your clothes. What are you wearing? Why are you being so creepy?
Uncle Picard's touching me. I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty cool there, I'll admit. Oh, look at these kids got some proper toys in the future.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. You'd imagine they'd be all like holovids or
Yeah.
holo games and stuff. It's kind of a weird concept when you can just replicate anything. Like, what is a gift at that point? Like, you know... I guess maybe they don't give them the privileges until they're older, so that they're like...
Picture of Explorer Picard.
Explorer Picard, yes. That is cool. That probably exists now.
I was going to say, you probably can get those.
Someone's probably made that now.
I imagine so.
Like Star Trek Generations Bauble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I wouldn't have put him as like a Victorian fantasy.
There you go. See, that looks very much like a British uniform, not a
It
French
kind of
one.
does, doesn't it? Well, maybe in Picard's fantasy.
He's British. I think it always never really made sense. I mean, that
he's not terribly good at the French thing, is he?
Well, I think at first I think he thought that they were going to ask him to do the French accent.
Oh, did he?
I think so.
And he was
at
like,
first.
sod that.
And it's like, no, you don't have to do the French accent. It's like, thank fuck for that, because that would have been awful.
Always bothered me that the Nexus is effectively magic.
Oh, it's complete magic.
It just annoys me, and it's the opposite annoyance that I have with Star Wars, because Star Wars was always a fantasy show.
Yes.
And then they decided to do science with midi-chlorians, and that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
And then it really annoyed me in this movie that
When
suddenly it's like, oh no, but now there's magic. It's like, what? Why is there magic? Like, this is a sci-fi, this is a science fiction show, and then all of a sudden there's just magic.
Yep.
I mean, it serves the plot, but it's just, ugh. This is held up way better than I thought, though. You know, I'm actually really enjoying this.
It's not bad though.
No,
is it?
it's not.
Not a bad movie
It's
at
not.
all.
I take it back. I guess hindsight is.
I mean, the thing is that there are ones that are so good that they kind of make the others look a bit silly. You've got at least 3 that are so good that they're brilliant.
Well, this one, unfortunately, is sandwiched between 2 of the best
Yes,
as well.
that's its problem.
Between Undiscovered Country and First Contact.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not where you want to be. And I think that's why I really dislike Insurrection so much as well. Because Insurrection's fine. It's just an
it's
overlong
alright.
Episode.
Yes.
It's just an overlong episode.
I think this kind of does feel like an overlong episode as well.
This one does. This one kind of works for me because it feels like the end of the series. It feels like if I was watching TNG from beginning to end, I would watch and finish on this movie. Because it feels like the end of the series proper, you know? Oh, you're such a killjoy. You're such a killjoy imaginary Guinan.
Yeah.
What are they wearing?
It's like weird pseudo Victorian stuff.
And I know that Guinan's
I kind of like it. I mean, it would be my ideal home, but
then they say that Guinan's like an echo of.
Yeah, she exists as like an echo.
But like, even she should be like, "What the fuck are your kids wearing? Is this your fantasy?"
Yeah. I mean, I suppose he is an archaeology student, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true. It's like, what, you're not going to eat Christmas Day?
Yeah.
The fuck? Okay. He looks so concerned. He's just like, what?
I mean, maybe it is literally that they just dress up like that for Christmas Day. They have a Victorian Christmas.
We have a Victorian Christmas.
Which is cool. I know, I've heard people having Victorian Christmas and stuff. I've thought about it before, but it's too much effort.
It's a lot of effort.
It's too much effort. Christmas dinner and stuff is already enough effort.
It's not that I don't think it's cool. It's the effort involved that I think I have.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
issue.
I'm far too lazy.
Right, this can fuck right off.
What's that?
You can go anywhere in time. I want to go to 5 seconds before the star blew up. You dickhead!
But they always do that in time travel movies.
I want to go back. I want to go back to when Soren was on that station, and I'll just blow up the station because no one's alive on it.
It's what we said when we were doing Back to the Future.
Yeah.
When would you go back like 15 minutes or whatever the hell it is?
It's always the fucking ticking clock. It's like literally there is no need. You don't even need to go and get Kirk. Kirk could have lived happily here.
Yeah.
And then you could have just blown up the Amagosa bloody observatory as soon as you turned up because you're like, there's nothing on it. I know there isn't.
Yeah.
Problem solved. And then, the Klingon bird of prey won't have the frequency for the shields, and I'll just blow them up as well. Problem solved. But no, let's go back 5 seconds before Soren.
Yeah.
Basically, Picard's responsible for Kirk's death here.
Pretty much, yeah. Bastard.
It is good to see Kirk.
It is.
He blatantly doesn't split that one. Blatantly doesn't split that one.
This is his ranch, by the way.
Is it his actual ranch?
This is Shatner's ranch.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wonder if he still owns it.
And it's
a really cool ranch.
Shatner's horses as well.
Is it? He was like, I can't be bothered to be in this movie.
Yeah,
if I'm going to be in this movie,
just come to my house.
Just come to my house, and we'll film it all there. We'll just stick up some. Although this is probably like his private collection of Star Trek stuff because he's a huge Trek fan.
Is,
right?
yeah.
I mean, he loves Trek as far as he's concerned. It's such a nice house.
Yeah.
I like that in Shatner's fantasy he's burning breakfast.
Yeah.
Who puts breakfast on and then goes out to chop some wood while the eggs are cooking? Eggs take like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice mention of bones.
Yeah.
I like he's got the bat'leth back there as well.
Yep.
Really cool. After Undiscovered Country, you'd imagine that he's finally... you kind of see that progression. That progression of characters continued, and now he is actually at peace, and he actually respects Klingon culture and stuff.
I think that's...
To where a Klingon has actually given him a bat'leth.
One of the problems with the Picard series...
There's a bat'leth in that.
It's pulling on the Undiscovered Country so much that it just doesn't hold up as well.
Mm.
You never actually see Antonia properly.
No.
And originally in the script, it was supposed to be Marcus.
Marcus, that would have been nicer.
Which would have made a lot more bloody sense.
I always assumed that he would have ended up with Marcus.
Yeah,
because that was the one that he had more.
Especially after.
Jason or whatever his name.
Yeah,
was.
if that's his son's name and stuff.
I can't remember what his son's name was. I think it was Jason or Thomas or something.
No. David.
David. Oh yeah, it is David, isn't it? Yeah.
Look, wobbly eggs.
Yeah.
Shit, go on, sort your shit out. Get with me.
Now I gotta say, like, if I was in Kirk's position, I would be so tempted to just be like, "No,
fuck
man,
it.
This is cool."
Well, he says all the stuff about, I've saved the universe enough. I think the universe owes me one.
Yeah, and it does.
Totally does.
There's an alternate reality where Picard stays.
Yeah.
And he just helps him with breakfast and.
Well, there's a.
They just live on a ranch together.
He wrote a book.
Shatner. Oh, don't get me started on the return.
The return. Yeah.
Now, if you ever
the Romulans and the Borg recreate him.
If you ever get the chance,
I've never read it.
Don't.
I don't want to.
Don't read it.
Oh,
get the audio book because Shatner reads
it
and he does all the voices, male and female, everything. It is a masterpiece of shite.
It's I kind of want to hear
so
that
good. I think it's probably parts of it are on YouTube. Like it's amazing. I bought it on Audible because it was so funny. It's so funny. it's really really quite badly written, but his doing the voices just makes it just something. Takes it to the next level.
I really want some toast now.
Toast and eggs. He didn't even butter
like
toast.
eggs.
What the hell?
Well, you'd hope he'd have the butter on it. They butter it themselves, surely.
What, the toast?
Yeah, of course you do. You have the butter with it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like in the future the toast just
no.
butters itself. I was like, what kind of mad future is this?
Self-buttering toast.
It really is the future.
No, I would presume you have the butter on the tray.
Sure. Doing it all posh like.
Yeah.
Not well. Picard can't fucking complain. He was just in a Victorian fucking Christmas. It's funny though because I always imagined that Kirk's fantasy would just be on the Enterprise.
Yeah, maybe
on the bridge. But I guess they couldn't get the cast to do it.
Yeah. But I think maybe at this point it would have been.
He's regretting that he went back to Starfleet, and
especially after seeing that Sulu had a kid.
They do set that up quite nicely, actually. Yeah, that's true. He's like, I'm friends with the Klingons now. Maybe it's time to make another kid.
Yeah.
This one will be fine.
This will be right.
This one gets killed by Romulans. Damn it. If this is Shatner's actual ranch, it does look like it's made of like cheap MDF in places. To be honest. This looks really cool here. I mean, this is cool, but I like Picard's like, this is not your bedroom.
Yeah.
No shit.
It's like wow, you sleep in a really fucking weird place.
I would have loved it if Kirk was like, no, this is my bedroom. This horse is Antonia.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry her.
Doesn't everybody sleep with a horse?
Oh yeah, that's a question as well. Speaking of animals and shit, do the fucking dolphins and whales survive on the because they're in the saucer section, right? So they should be all right.
Dolphins and whales in the saucer section?
There's like fucking they've got like fish on the Enterprise.
They've got animals on that.
No, they've got like whole aquarium areas with like 2 fucking whales and shit. Apparently.
Okay,
apparently,
know that
or at least they have room for it. Maybe they don't.
I was going to say I don't remember them having a.
They have like supposedly had dolphins and fucking whales and shit.
Well, I guess they're dead.
Well, they were in the saucer section. They might be all right. They might be all right. Sloshed around a bit.
That's something I do not know. But
I'm gonna have to look that up after. I'm sure I read that somewhere, or at least that the D was intended to. Maybe it was intended and they never put it in, but. Because it might have been one of those things they were like, this would be really cool in the TV show. And then they were like, no, you don't have the budget for whales.
You don't have the budget for a bunch of whales, no.
This is nice. This is a nice moment where he's like, I was always scared of that jump, and I wasn't this time because I know it's not real.
Yeah.
Would have been great if he crashed and burned the second time back, though.
Yeah.
Picard's in no hurry.
No. Well, I don't think he rides. So.
Yeah, Shatner definitely rides.
Dude
looks natural.
This is awesome. What he does here is that he rides.
You can tell by his posture and everything.
Yeah.
The dude knows horses.
It's where is it? It's
they could have just named her, and they wouldn't have had to have even shown her.
I don't know why
it would have worked out a lot better if it was Marcus.
This bit where he controls the horse.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? He's like, I want to show my skills.
Yeah. And here we go. Wait for it. That is cool.
He's just showing off.
Yeah, he's totally showing off.
He was like, I want one shot, just one shot of me here. I will do the whole thing. Didn't fucking listen to that, did he?
No.
I'm very confused, by the way, as to what the hell he was Admiral Picard, but they keep calling him Captain.
Yeah,
and they call him. So they say like he was a captain when Utopia Planitia got destroyed, or at least she referred to him as Captain. So I'm like, when did he become an admiral? Did they make him an admiral by force to get him out of fucking?
Yeah, they gave him the promotion. And
like, I don't know. It's all so confusing.
Apparently, that was the hardest line he said he's ever had to give.
Oh God, of course it is. His ego
exactly.
Just yeah. I've been reading Leonard, by the way. It's over there. It's a really good book.
Okay.
It's like Shatner's sort of thoughts of Leonard post Leonard's death. It's actually quite touching. It's been quite good so far. I'm about halfway through. It's quite a touching. Kind of go through their history and how close they were and stuff. And
that sounds like a good read.
Yeah. My dad bought it and read it and then said, "Oh, you should read this. It's really good."
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I didn't even know it existed, to be honest. We've seen this.
Yeah.
I guess it's good to, it's good to
at least they shorten it.
Yeah, just watch the whole thing over.
Yeah.
See, this would have worked way better if he died there. Or if he was really injured and then the Nexus swooped him up, swallowed him up. Or if they just didn't have that scene. I mean, it's just so awkward.
Well, it's kind of just so that they can do this double take thing, isn't it? So they can have him step out and it'd be
it's Picard, right?
Kirk.
It's Kirk first, isn't it? It's Kirk first, then Picard.
The other way around.
Is it? I thought it was.
When the first scene, that is Picard.
Is it?
Now it's Kirk.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Who
Sorry.
The hell are you?
Yeah. He must be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Although he must have figured it out, the Nexus, because he obviously knew that Kirk died saving him from the Nexus, so it makes sense.
Yeah, you'd have thought so.
Shatner's actually in better shape here than I remember. I thought he was like bigger.
Probably just up.
Well, yeah. He always was.
Exactly.
Apparently he used to get in shape for the first episode of a season, and then he'd just lose it through the series. So he used to get angry at like the production crew.
Is that why like early episodes in the seasons have got him
topless,
with his top off, and then later on, not so much. When he's got the jacket on.
Yeah.
He's got the green jacket
on. Green jacket.
You know the original ending, he shoots him in the back.
Does he?
Yeah, the original ending, the test screening, Soren shoots him in the back, and apparently there was like deadly silence in the cinema.
It was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, so they refilmed it.
Yeah, it's a better ending, I think.
Yeah,
than him getting shot in the back. I mean, it's a bit John Wayne, but not keen on that. This is very like fucking TOS as well, isn't it? This fist fight is like proper TOS. Yeah. This guy, this stunt dude, fuck! Wow. I feel his pain every time.
Yeah. That is a good stunt.
Damn!
There is a couple of really good stunts in this, actually.
That guy must have really hurt after that. That looked like it really hurt. I remember even in the cinema being like, oh. Damn it.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh, this coccyx. Okay, get the giant remote control.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't waste time.
I know.
Just get the fuck on with it.
Who cares?
You've already chosen to go back the stupid time. Don't
just, this is your own fucking
waste
fault.
Any more time.
I swear he has a lot longer here than he did the first time around.
Yeah.
You know, because they went back to that specific time, and it's like, you had nowhere near this amount of time the first time around from this moment. I guess dramatic license and all that, but...
Yeah.
You know, apparently Shatner always wanted to end it saying "Bridge on the Captain," which is really tonally awful, but quite funny. I guess they needed to kill Kirk off, just to be like, he's not coming back.
I think. Well, I think that,
because there's a part of
told
you
them that they were never going to be making any more movies with them.
But you kind of feel like, it would have been kind of nice to give him a retirement or something. Give him a nice retirement.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's
better to be like, no, it's done.
He's done. Yeah.
I always felt like he should have died, like on the Enterprise somehow.
No,
I know it's the dying alone thing.
That's why I like this death, because I think it's it's kind of what he wanted. He didn't want to die with his friends. He wanted to die.
There is no way that fucking 58-year-old Shatner is making that jump. Like, it's just not happening. I don't know how old he was at this point, but he is not making that jump. Look at that.
Yeah, that is
sod that. It looks really awkward when he jumps as well. Watch this jump. And then the stuntman does it. Look at that. What is that all about? It's all very TOS though. It feels very TOS.
It is.
Like they do give Kirk very Kirk things to do.
Yeah.
Like, it is like a TOS Kirk moment. Like the fight as well. It was it was filmed almost like a TOS fist fight.
Double fist punches and
the classic fight. I remember being quite shocked at this in the cinema. I don't know why, because you must have known he was going to die, but it was still like, oh my god. You still think, maybe he'll be alright.
See, I thought, Jesus, there's no way he's fucking surviving that. Oh, don't worry, he's going to get away from it.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
That is such an impractical gun every time
it's ridiculous, isn't it? Like,
every time you have to prime it to the side, every time you shoot the fucking thing.
If it was a phaser, he could have just shot straight away.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just shoot him?
Fuck no.
I guess he was worried about damage. Well, that's the other thing. Because it's such a bloody big explosion with that gun, he can't shoot it for risk of damage in the missile.
It's a disruptor, isn't it?
But if he just had a phaser, he could have just shot him straight off the bloody thing.
Skadoosh.
Ba-boom. Why did he have all those water butts there? What was that for?
I guess if he was staying there, maybe. I don't know.
Look at all that dirt on the camera there.
Yeah.
On the side. Why, I'd never noticed that before.
No.
That's a dusty old camera. Nice fade. Picard's like, oh my god, I have killed a living legend. What have I done?
Damn.
Bet you're glad you left the Nexus now.
Yeah.
Although he wanted to make a difference, right? So
yeah,
he did one last time.
Holy Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that would have been amazing if there was bits sticking out of him, bits of metal, just
there's no way that I got away
proper,
with that. But
gnarly fucking.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. He's got this massive bit of metal sticking out of him.
They were like, "How can we do this? Just hug this piece of metal in front of you.
Yeah,
just pretend like you're." This is a good speech. I quite like this speech when he says it was fun.
Oh, it's this line that is the
It's a nice line to end on. Yeah. And the oh my.
Yeah, I like that line. People really hate that line.
But the oh my?
Yeah,
I like it. I because it kind of, it's like, oh, maybe he did see God or something.
Yeah,
it's like he's surprised at what he sees, right? I quite like it. I'm down with it. I mean, I'm guessing he did a number of versions, but
yeah.
Oh, I like it. I think it's a good.
Yeah, I do.
Now, what Picard does subsequently is a real dick move.
Yeah.
It really, I don't know why it really bugs me that he buries him on this fucking planet in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't understand why it does that either. There you go, that'll do. There's your memorial, your old badge.
Especially when you consider that in this timeline, Spock's still around, Scotty's still around.
Yep.
Bones might still be around.
Of course Bones is still alive. He turned...
turned up at Farpoint,
Yeah.
like the first. He might have died subsequently. They never
That's
really
actually true,
said.
yeah.
He's tremendously old. But you'd think there are people that would have gone to his funeral and loved to have actually
Yeah,
finally had
that's
him
true.
put to rest, not just dump him on a fucking planet.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, in canon, they do remove the wreckage of the D because of the neighboring planet having the
it's not
pre-warp
Yeah.
civilization, in fear that they might find it and start
Yeah.
building luxury liners of their own.
Look at the size of this Hilton.
I guess they must have just scanned for life forms and found Picard, because he had no communicator or way of telling.
Well, they knew he was down there, didn't they?
I suppose they did, yeah. Would have been bad luck if the D landed on him.
Yeah.
Some nice shots there. Oh, look at that nice monitor. Lovely.
Apparently Brent Spiner really hates cats.
Well, apparently Spot is a complete prick, right? He was like hated by the crew, wasn't he? Because he was
Yeah.
like really nasty at times.
Well, there's more than one. The cat is what I like is the actual colour of Spot changes.
Changes quite a bit, yeah.
Because I'm sure he's not ginger originally, is he?
I think he's ginger in most of it, but you may be right. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I watched TNG all the way through. I tend to just watch my favourite episodes now.
Yeah,
I'm at that point with all of the Star Trek series.
Yeah.
I just watch the episodes that I want to watch now. The only DS9's a bit more like you feel like you could watch a lot more because there's
Especially
a lot more
with
going on.
the later seasons, you kind of have to because they kind of all lead on.
But like TNG, I'll just pick the ones I want to see.
Yeah.
And certainly, I'm not sitting through fucking Voyager, so definitely skipping most of that.
Well, I kind of had been. I've stopped for a while.
I must admit, I started and I was
back to it.
surprised at how well the early seasons actually did hold up for a little while. They weren't too bad.
I don't know.
I mean, I personally feel that I could hold, I could count how many good episodes of Voyager there are on one hand.
Yeah.
Maybe two at most.
Yeah.
2 hands, yeah. See, this is a lovely end for...
Yeah, I think
so. It does feel like, as much as All Good Things was a great send-off, this feels like the true end of the series. It feels like a high-budget series finale.
Yeah.
And it feels like... we finally ended TNG, and now the movies start. After this movie, the movies properly start.
Yeah, better ship, better uniforms.
Now, of course, he's after the book here. I was kind of hoping he'd get the flute. I mean, we know he has it because he does have it on the E. But I felt like the flute should have been picked up here as well. I would have loved it if when Riker's like always hoped I get a shot at this ship. Picard just looked around and went, I always fucking hated this ship. Piece of shit. I'm so glad we're going to get a new ship.
Yeah.
So
you'd be sort of glad to not have so many fucking families on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's like next time, no kids. Because Picard hates kids anyway.
Yeah.
So, such a Riker line.
Yeah.
Now, go give Ben Sisko his
Jonathan
fucking
Frakes
uniform,
has
right?
the greatest glint.
Is that why the sleeves are rolled up?
Yes. Because it doesn't fit him.
That's amazing. I never knew this or noticed before.
No, I didn't. I hadn't noticed.
So good.
I mean, I noticed that they were all wearing different uniforms, which is fucking I found weird. But then, I read why they're doing that. Yeah, that's Avery Brooks's uniform.
What's your opinion of the? Is it the Nebula class here? This fucking thing.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Well,
it's like they were trying.
There, I love the Miranda.
They were trying to do a Miranda.
It is. It's just a giant Miranda, isn't it? Really?
With a
I mean, I'm guessing it's a science thing, isn't it? Because that's a massive.
One ship I am a fan of. Have you seen the Titan design that they used for the comics? That's a really cool design.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, they I don't know if it's canon, but they did like some Titan comics with Riker, and the design they used is really cool. Apparently, it's in Star Trek Online as well.
Oh, maybe I have seen it then.
Yeah, you might well have done.
I probably have.
I don't know what class it is. It might even be a Titan class.
It's been a while since I've played it, but
so that was Star Trek Generations, and you know what? I preferred that a lot more than I thought.
Pretty well, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Not the best by any means, but certainly not the worst.
But it does feel like a true end to the TV series.
I think so.
And I've got a lot of time for it for that reason.
And I think it was a pretty good end for Kirk. I think,
Yeah, do you know what? In hindsight, it is. At the time, I didn't like it, but now I'm fine with it. It's a good end. Until he gets resurrected by the Borg and the Romulans.
Until he gets,
of course. The Shatnerverse.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that.
But yeah, in any case, cheers for that. Next week, I guess we'll have 2 episodes of Picard to catch up with by then. So we will probably have made our minds up by the next one, I feel.
I think so.
Because I feel like they're going into space next episode, or at least the next 2 episodes.
Should be.
So I feel like it's going to be like... I think we're going to get to that point where we're like, do we like this one? Is it going to work out?